外国人の友達とお正月のことを話したいとします。そこでちょっと迷ったことはありませんか？やっぱりどのフレーズを使えばいいんでしょう？これって英語で何て言うんだっけ？って悩んだことがあればご安心ください。皆さんこんにちは。IU-Connectのアーサーです。あなたが実際に使える英語力を身につけて世界に飛び出すように、今回の動画ではお正月の英語コミュニケーションをご紹介します。よろしくお願いします。今回の動画ではこのことを学びます。1、日本と欧米のお正月の違い。2、お正月について話すための基本的な単語と文法。3、お正月について話せる具体的な英語コミュニケーション。And to help you with your listening, I'm going to be speaking in English, but please use our subtitles. New Year's is a holiday that is celebrated all over the world. But depending on the country and the culture, the way to celebrate it is pretty different. And actually, the way to celebrate it in Japan is very different from Europe and from the United States. Well, how so? What do you do for New Year's every year, in general?
You celebrate with like family or friends.
Oh, hey guys. Meet up next
Celebrate with like family or friends. Usually do a countdown.
Yeah.
Right, and then at night, or if you're in a big city, you might go to a celebration.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. In places like Europe and the United States, people don't spend so much time with families. Well, sometimes they'll go out and watch fireworks together for New Year's, but in a lot of cases, people go out and party with their friends. I know when I was in America, I would spend time with my friends during New Year's. We'd go out into Boston. Actually, Boston had a very interesting celebration that they had called First Night. Or a lot of people will go out to parties or they'll just watch TV. So, Andy, what do you do for New Year's Eve?
I like to go out with friends and family, have a nice dinner. What about you?
I just watch TV at home, alone. In Japan for New Year's, lots of people gather together with their families, sometimes traveling pretty far, right? Well, in that case, I would say that Japanese New Year's is similar to European and American Christmas, and European and American New Year's is similar to Japanese Christmas because, well, in Japan, you don't really spend time with family for Christmas, right? It's interesting how those two things are opposite. Okay, well, now we've looked at cultural stuff. Now let's get into some vocabulary and grammar. Let's start off with vocabulary. The first bit of vocabulary I want to look at is how to talk about the word oshogatsu in English. You can either say the new year or New Year's with an apostrophe S. Why is it that you say the new year or New Year's with an apostrophe S? Well, the new year is really just the new year. And New Year's means something like New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, or something related to New Year's. So when you want to talk about the New Year, 新年の話をするときは the New Year を使うんですが、お正月は多分大体 New Year's を使います。I'll share some examples in the example sentences later. Now, what about the main days of New Year's? You have 大晦日 and 元日. Right? I think that's right. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment boxes below. Okay, Omisoka is New Year's Eve. Eve means the evening before something or the day before something. And Ganjitsu is, well, New Year's Day. All right, now let's look at some grammar together you can use when you're talking with foreigners about oshogatsu. Now, first, the phrase I want to look at, the grammar I want to look at is when you want to ask someone what their plans are for oshogatsu, you can say, what will you do for New Year's? What will you do for New Year's? I'll go in the city with friends. But that's just if you want to ask what someone will do for that specific year. But what if you want to know what they do every year or what they tend to do every year? Well, in that case, you can say, what do you do for New Year's? Let's look at this together. What will you do versus what do you do? Do you know what the difference is? Well, in general, when you want to talk about a habit or something you do often, you say, what do you do? That's why when you're talking about work, you ask, what do you do? Because, well, You do work almost every day. It's a habit that you do every day. So remember, when you want to ask just for one time what someone will do in the future, you can say, what will you do? But when you want to ask what they tend to do in general, you can say, what do you do? Or what do you do for New Year's? What do you do for New Year's? We watch fireworks and watch TV. All right, now let's look at some communication you can use for talking about oshogatsu with your friends. We've already looked at what will you do for New Year's and what do you do for New Year's, but maybe you want to ask some other things. Maybe you want to know not just what that one person does, but you want to know what people tend to do in that person's country. Well, in that case, what can you say? Well, you could say, what do you do for New Year's in your country? But like in this video, I don't recommend using your country very much. There's a little bit of kyorikan when you talk that way. Instead, you can say, what do you guys do for New Year's? This you guys can mean someone's family, but it can also mean that person's group. So you guys sounds a lot more friendly than your country. But sometimes, like I said, it can be understood as the family. So if you want to be extra clear, you can say, what do you do for New Year's where you're from? What do you guys do for New Year's? Well, in the States, we tend to watch the New Year's show on TV. What do you guys do for New Year's where you're from? Well, in Boston, we tend to go into the city for first night. Now that's just asking questions, but real communication isn't just about asking questions, right? It's about sharing about yourself too. So here is some communication you can use to share about what you do for New Year's also. You can say something like, for New Year's, we spend time with family. And if you want to be a little more casual, you can say, for New Year's, we get together with family. Get together is a pretty casual phrase meaning atsumaru or au that you can use to be, well, more casual. This we nani nani is important because it can mean your family or it can mean Japanese people in general. And so when you want to talk about your culture or your family instead of the other person's culture or family, it's important to use we and then the verb. If you want to talk about what people in Japan do, but maybe you don't do, you can use the phrase you do or you verb. Like for New Year's in Japan, you make mochi. Now I know not everybody makes mochi, but actually Natsumi's family makes mochi or they ask someone to make mochi for them. And so, well, that's a tradition that Japanese people have, but not everyone does. So if your family makes mochi, you can say, we make mochi. But if you want to say that Japanese people, but not my family, make mochi, you can say, you make mochi. This is something in English called the general you. It's you that doesn't mean あなた. It means in general. 一般の人。普通は人はこういうことをやるっていう時に使うフレーズです。Okay, now finally, I have something really important to share with you. You know, English isn't just a tool for studying. It's a tool to go out and connect with the world, to share your heart with people from all over the world. And so in this video, I have a 実践課題 with you. ぜひ外国人の友達と話してこの課題に挑戦しましょう。おまけです。実践課題。When you're talking with your friend and you want to start talking about New Year's, the first thing you got to do is change the subject. You have to change the topic of what you're talking about. If you just suddenly say, hey, I want to talk to you about New Year's, it's a little bit strange, right? So in that case, when you have a pause in your conversation, you can say something like, yeah, it's gonna be New Year's really soon. And then when the other person says, yeah, it is, that's your chance to change the topic. You can change the topic by saying, by the way, I was wondering. And then you can ask a question like, what do you do for New Year's? Or what do you do for New Year's where you're from?
Hey Arthur, what do you do for New Year's?
You know, actually, at my house, we just watch TV. We're pretty boring. ぜひ外国人の知り合いがいれば、せっかくなんで、この実践課題に挑戦して一緒に世界とつながりましょう。でもそれがちょっと難しい場合は、I understand those feelings。だって外国人の友達がいないんだけど、レッスンとか大丈夫なんだけど、リアルで外国人と話すってなかなかハードルが高いと思っている場合は、It's okay, I understand。そこで IU-Connect があります。IU-Connect のミッションはあなたが実際に使う英語力を身につけて世界に飛び出すことです。Not just to study English, but to actually use English as a tool to go out in the world.And I love Japan and I want more Japanese people to use English as a tool to connect with people from all over the world. And so if that's something you want to do, please check out the IU-Connect website. そのためにいろんな活動、いろんなコンテンツがあるので、ぜひこちらかこの動画の下のリンクをご確認ください。As always, enjoy your English adventures. 一緒に世界とつながりましょう。See you next time. 外国人の友達とお正月のことを話したい趣味。外国人の友達とお正月のことを話したい少子、I'm gonna get it. Okay. 外国人の友達、とお正月のことを話したいWhy am I messing this up? This should be really simple. Okay. Maybe you want to know what they are talking. ぜひ外国人の知り合いがいる場合は、せっかくなんでこの